The sky had always been silent. Generations were born and died under its stillness, never wondering why the stars no longer shimmered, why the constellations looked dead. For most people, it was just the way things were. But for us, for me, Kai, and for my best friend Ren, silence was never enough. We believed the sky was alive, that it was just sleeping. We spent nights on the mountain outside town, filming the stars that refused to shine, trying to capture something that no longer existed. Ren always said one day we'd wake the sky. I laughed. I thought he meant it as a dream. I was wrong. That night, the world changed. It was cold, the kind of cold that bites, the kind that makes you aware you're still human. We climbed the old radio tower with our cameras, chasing static signals that Ren swore were messages from the sleeping heavens. I remember his voice trembling with excitement. "Kai," he said, "if something's asleep, it means it can wake up." Those words still echo inside me. At 2:47 a.m. the signal spiked. Our monitors went white, and then we heard it, a heartbeat, a slow, thunderous rhythm that didn't come from Earth. It came from above. The sky pulsed once, twice, and then opened its eyes. Light spilled across the horizon, twisting the stars into spirals. The clouds moved like living veins, glowing with veins of blue fire. My breath vanished. The sound wasn't thunder, it was whispering. Millions of whispers overlapping, speaking in languages older than creation. Ren stared upward, his face illuminated, smiling like a child who had just seen proof of magic. Then he whispered back. I don't know what he said, but the sky listened. A wave of light rolled across the earth. The air bent, trees turned translucent, stones hummed, and gravity felt like a dream. I tried to move toward Ren, but my body was frozen. And then the voice came, not from above, but from inside. "You should not have called me," it said. My vision fractured into images, of planets burning, of suns falling asleep, of civilizations erased by silence. "I was dreaming," the voice continued, "and now I'm awake." Ren began to float. His feet left the tower's edge, his body bathed in light. I shouted his name, but he didn't answer. His eyes were glowing, reflecting galaxies that didn't belong here. I reached for him, and when I touched his hand, I saw everything. Time, memory, chaos, the birth and death of worlds. My mind cracked like glass. I saw our small planet from above, a fragile blue thread dangling in eternity. Then Ren looked at me and said softly, "Kai, don't be afraid. It's beautiful." The next moment, the tower exploded in a burst of light. I fell. The world folded into itself, and then silence. When I opened my eyes, the city was gone. Or maybe it had never existed. The ground was covered in shimmering dust, and the sky was alive. It was breathing. Every cloud pulsed like a heart. Every gust of wind carried voices. And in the distance, Ren stood, motionless, his body glowing faintly. I ran to him, stumbling over the broken earth. "Ren!" I screamed. He turned his head slowly, and when our eyes met, I realized he was no longer human. "I can see it all," he said. His voice was layered, as if 1,000 versions of him were speaking at once. "The sky wasn't sleeping, Kai, it was dreaming of us." He raised his hand and the ground trembled. Rivers flowed backward. The sun blinked, and for a heartbeat, day and night existed together. "If I close my eyes," he continued, "the dream will end. Everything will end. But if I keep them open, it'll never stop." I begged him to stop, to remember who he was, but he only smiled. "You wanted to see the impossible," he said. "Now you have to live with it." Light erupted around him, swallowing everything. The world shattered into fragments of memory. I fell again, through flashes of childhood, laughter, our first camera, our first wish upon a dead star. And then everything went black. When I woke, I was lying in my bed. The city was whole again. The people, the sounds, the lights, all normal. Too normal. It was as if nothing had happened, except for the faint spiral of clouds above the mountain, shaped like an eye. Ren was gone. No one remembered him. No one remembered that night. His house was empty, erased from every record, but I remembered. Every night I climbed the tower alone, searching for answers. Sometimes in the static I heard his voice, distant, distorted. "Don't let it sleep again," he whispered. "Promise me." Years passed. I grew older, quieter. The world moved on. But the sky, it began to change again. Subtle at first, stars blinking in strange rhythms, colors shifting, auroras without storms. And then one night, I found his old camera buried beneath the tower's ruins. The film was still inside. I pressed play. The tape showed us, two boys laughing, filming the stars. Then the screen flickered. Ren appeared alone, his eyes glowing faintly. "Kai," he said, "if you're watching this, I failed. The sky is waking again. It remembers you." Before I could react, the room shook, the windows shattered. Outside thunder rolled, but not from clouds. It came from the ground, from deep beneath the world. The lights went out. My breath froze. I stepped outside and the heavens split open. The same pulse of light, the same whisper. "You should not have called me." But this time I didn't run. I looked up and smiled. "I didn't call you," I said softly. "You called me." The light descended, surrounding me, and I felt the same warmth I once feared. Memories collided. Ren's laughter, our dreams, the heartbeat of the sleeping sky. I understood now. We weren't the ones who woke it. We were its dream. And dreams, once remembered, never die. As the light consumed me, I saw Ren again. He stood beside me, eyes calm, holding out his hand. "You kept your promise," he said. "You remembered." The sky opened fully, revealing not emptiness but oceans of color, stars being born like sparks in a forge. I felt the weight of eternity press against me, and for the first time I wasn't afraid. Maybe we never truly lived beneath the sky. Maybe we were the sky, asleep for eons, dreaming of being human, and now the dream was ending. I took Ren's hand. The last thing I heard was that familiar heartbeat echoing through the cosmos. Boom, boom, boom. And then silence. But not death. Only awakening. When I opened my eyes again, I was standing on a shore made of light. Above me the sky shimmered, alive, awake, endless. A voice whispered through the wind, gentle, ancient, infinite. "Welcome home, Kai." And then I understood everything. The boys who woke the sleeping sky never really existed. They were just fragments of its dream, echoes of curiosity, love, and longing. And when the sky woke, it didn't destroy the world. It remembered it. Every tear, every hope, every dream ever whispered beneath it. The unbelievable had happened. The sky was no longer asleep, and neither was I.